Last time on The Little Mermaid.
So I met this woman the other day, Mitch.
Oh yeah? How'd it go?
So. She's a redhead and has these beautiful eyes. She was curious about things like brushing her hair with a fork. The weird part is she didn't say a word.
Oh, so she's a crazy mute.
Jesus, Mitch. No, she is something else. I like her, but I don't know how she feels about me.
Well, and there you see her, sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her. And you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You want to kiss the girl.
Sometimes you are either very smart or very dumb.
I know, I'm good looking and charming.
Now I know you're being dumb right now.
Armageddon is almost upon us. I got news for you. It's already here.
Hello, travelers. You're about to enter into a multiverse all about TV shows and movies. Welcome yourself into the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast. It's where our panelists talk about all the new stories, deep dive discussions on topics, and enjoy some nostalgic entertainment as well. Now, here are your hosts, Mitch Workman and Ricky Palmer. Oh man, we're back, everybody! Woohoo! We all live in a yellow submarine.
Hey.
A yellow sub. Oh, yep. Yeah, that's enough. We gotta pay the royalty fees after that, right?
Oh, yeah. Nope.
Let's thank George, Paul, Ringo, and John. Sorry, forgot about the last one. Oh man. No, let's thank the Beatles for letting us borrow the yellow submarine as we float on into another exciting episode of Into the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast. Along with your Captain Mitch, with my skipper.
Ricky. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were going
okay.
to say my name when you said Skipper. But yeah, this is Skipper Ricky.
Yep. Here we are, floating along into another episode. What exciting. It's hopefully, when you're listening to this, you're having a safe Memorial Day weekend. Having a good barbecue, maybe camping, being safe, not lighting stuff on fire, people, right?
Not in Utah. We usually get jinxed. So my family likes to go camping. And because I work retail, I got to always work this weekend. But It always rains out. Like here in Utah, it's always rainy on Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going. I don't know if they went this year or not.
One thing, though, I would have to say I love about Memorial Day weekend. Usually, sometimes people say this is the start of the summer movie kickoff with Memorial Day weekend. There's been some great movies that come out on Memorial Day weekend. Ricky, what's one that you can think of that came out around Memorial Day weekend that you thought was a perfect fit for Memorial Day weekend?
Well, let's talk about the 2001 war movie, Pearl Harbor. That was one of the best movies that I've seen when it comes to war. I would love for people to watch this because it shows what America can do when they are brought together in a tragedy. An all-star cast. Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Kate Beckinsale, Jennifer Gardner, Alec Baldwin, Cuba Gooding Jr. And I think that there was a love story between a triangle between Affleck, Hartnett, and Jennifer Gardner. Now, to me, that's the only thing that really takes away from the movie because, I preferred it to be about Pearl Harbor. But overall, good movie, a really good movie. And I think that they're both were fighter pilots. Hartnett and Affleck's characters were fighter pilots, but I liked it a lot. I love history. I need to go back and rewatch it because it's been a few years, but yeah, I would suggest to watch Pearl Harbor, and it says it's on HBO Max.
I have to definitely check it out sometime. That's one movie I've never seen, I will admit.
So,
it's on add to the list, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good, I would definitely want to check that out. One I could think of that I remember actually seeing this at a drive-in movie theater. See, a drive-in movie theater, kids, is where you could take your car there and you can bring your snacks and drinks and whatever. And you can just sit in your car and turn your radio station to a certain station and listen to the movie while watching on a big screen in your car. I know, those are fantastic days.
Or falling asleep at Gladiator.
Or maybe getting a handy with some candy.
Yay! You said it, not me. I wanted to, but stranded at the drive-in. What will everybody think? Monday at school.
Oh my God. Thanks, Grease.
You're welcome.
No, one movie I remember seeing, especially in a drive-in theater around Memorial Day weekend, was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the third in the film series, which everybody thought was supposed to be the last Indiana Jones movies, but came Crystal Skull, and now you're gonna have the Dial of Destiny coming out here soon. I remember seeing this in the drive-in, and as a kid, like, I loved it. Like, it had everything. It had action, adventure, comedy. And, I was a little kid when this came out, but I still remember watching it and enjoying it. It was fun. Just a good movie to watch, people. Check it out. Sean Connery and Harrison Ford as father and son. It's funny.
Hell,
Junior,
I would watch
Junior.
that. Yeah, I love that one. It was really funny. I'm not a huge Temple of Doom fan, but I do like the first one and the third one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're still fun for the nostalgic value of it.
Oh, so. Yeah.
And if you got Disney Plus later this week, you can actually watch all four of the Indiana Jones movies on Disney Plus. So if you want to get ready for that movie next month, here's your chance to watch them. But no, what are some of your guys' favorite Memorial Day movies? I know last year was a big one. We can admit, Ricky, was Top Gun.
I seen that one on that Memorial Weekend, and you mentioned it yourself, Mitch, that it was perfect for Memorial Weekend for what it was.
And I'm kind of sad I never got a chance to see it in theaters, because after I watched it, I was like, damn, that would have been fun to see in theaters, because it looked like a perfect turn off your brain, go have fun movie.
Yes, and I wish that the Megaplex up here in Ogden had an IMAX to see it on.
No, what are your guys' favorite Memorial Day weekend movies you saw in the past? We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thoughts and comments, man. Check us out on Into the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast on Facebook. Email us at intothemo@gmail.com, or even comment on our YouTube page. We're at Into the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast on YouTube. Check us out. Besides also checking out, there's also something else we got to check out, Ricky. You know what we got to check out?
What is that, Mitch?
Well, I'll tell you what it is, Ricky. It's FanX.
Yay!
Geeks of Utah, rejoice! It's the 10th annual FanX Comic and Pop Culture Convention, coming to the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah, September 21st to the 23rd. Come see stars of TV and films like the cast of Back to the Future, Scream, Smallville, Charmed. Some of the actors from Star Trek The Next Generation are going to be here. People from Clone Wars are going to be here, including Bo-Katan herself, Katie Sackhoff. Meet authors and artists. Check out panels that can fill your geeky needs. Check out the merch booths for local and national merchants to fill your geek shrine at home. I think the one thing I would tell people, too, is KidCon they do there every year. It's something fun. We took our daughters to that and our son, and they love it. It's a fun thing. If you got little ones, and I know you got a nephew, Ricky, who I think will have a fun time at this too. The KidCon is basically like a little part of the convention where they'll have, like, say, Disney princesses, characters from Marvel, DC, Star Wars, all there to, take pictures with kids and have a fun time, like learn ways of being a Jedi or ways of being a superhero or how you could be a better person in life. Great arts and craft stuff they do for the kids too. It's fun. I think the kids like it. And I think,
I'm sure it blows their mind. Like, as a kid, I would have loved it if, like, they had that kind of convention and I saw the Ninja Turtles in the 80s, or someone dressed up as G.I. Joe or He-Man. I would have lost my crap on that.
Or even Sergeant Slaughter himself, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Bring your kids to it. It's a fun thing. I think kids will have a great time, too. You can check that and much more. For tickets and info, go to fanxsaltlake.com. That's right, saltlake.com for info, tickets, and all the fun stuff. Oh man, can't wait. All right, I think we're ready for this jam-packed episode, aren't we?
Oh yeah, this should be great.
Have you ever been forced to watch a movie or TV show that made you go,
"Please stop! I don't want to do this anymore!" Ah!
Welcome to the Clockwork Assignment, where we force each other to watch something the other has not seen.
So, this is a fun game we have that we've been playing since the beginning of the show, is Clockwork Assignment. I know we had a little problem with yours this time. So
yeah, it was kind of weird, but...
Thanks, Paramount Plus. Jeez. I know if people remember last time, I challenged you to Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, but it dropped out of Paramount at the end of April, so you didn't get a chance to see it. But I did give you a replacement one. I gave you one that I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I actually watched on HBO Max, Draft Day, starring Kevin Costner, and with an all-star cast of Jennifer Gardner, Frank Langella, Chadwick Boseman, Dennis O'Leary, just an all-star cast.
P. Diddy, Terry Crews.
P. Diddy, yeah. What was your thoughts on the movie I assigned to you, Ricky?
Off air, we talked about how you wanted me to review it as a movie and a sport, and what I think about football. And as a movie, I'm at like a 3. It was okay. Mm-hmm. As a movie, it was okay. But here's where I like it personally: is I love football. Me and you love football. I watched the draft, or at least I watched like the first round, and if I have nothing else going on, I might watch the second and the third round. But I like the trades, like how a trade goes down. It showed that in the negotiation skills, and the players, like I don't know how the players got his cell phone number, but they were calling.
I said he got it at the combine.
Yeah, and they were like, pick me, pick me, pick me. And so as a football movie, I'm at like a 4 because it shows all of the ins and outs and how that coach wanted to quit because he thought that the character of Sonny was just screwing him over. But he had a plan. He knew what he was doing. At least I thought he knew what he was doing. But no, I thought it was a good movie. I'm like I said, for a sports movie, I'm at a 4. But for an actual sit-down movie, I'm at a 3. But I liked it, so I would highly suggest it as a football fan. But as just a movie, I would say at least one chance. Give it one chance.
Yeah, I watched that too, and I was like, oh, as a sports fan, I really liked it. As if you were just a moviegoer, like, it's okay, But as a sports fan, you'd be like, really high. So
yeah.
I had an interesting one you challenged me to, and I will admit I liked it. You challenged me to the 2011 movie The Help with Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, Allison Jennings, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jessica Chastain, all-star cast, talking about the black maids in Mississippi, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. In Mississippi, being the help for, rich families and taking care of the children. And in a way, it's like you feel bad for these maids because they're the ones that raise these children. It's almost like they could have said that those are my kids because the moms never really cared. And what was sad is you can tell most of these women that were having babies, they were just using them as like a trophy. Like, hey, look, I have kids. But not really showing that, they're a proper mother because they had someone help out their kids.
Yeah, and that's what's sad. It's a hard watch, but it's a good one.
And I think I had a really hard time watching it with the girl that Viola Davis was taking care of because she reminded me so much of my daughter. She, just the blonde hair, just a little girl, just wanting someone to love her. And just like, she was like, I'm sick, I'm hungry, and she's like, okay. Viola Davis's character is like, all right, come on, child. Yeah. The use smart, use is kind. Trying to, hopefully that when the little girl grows up, she's actually a better person than her mother. So, no, I liked it. It's an all-star cast, and it's a tough watch, but it has a good story. It has a good meaning. I think the one character I loved the most in this, Ricky, was the girl that played by Jessica Chastain, who, she's kind of like the woman left out of the group because they think she had an affair with a girl, with a guy that one of the other ladies was with as a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And so like they thought she stole him away from her, but really it was he loved her. And she didn't know how to cook or clean, but she wanted the help to show her how to do it too. Yeah. Not just, use them for the service, but she was like, like when she, like the maid helped her make, like, show her how to make chicken, and she's eating chicken in the kitchen. And then her character comes up, is like, hi, what are you doing? I want to eat chicken with you. I want to hang out with you. Like, she wanted to hang out with the help, She was just,
and there was...
he was just a good person,
Yeah, and I like the pie scene.
Oh, God.
Where and I try not to judge too much because I know that it was a different time and place. I'm not condoning it, but I'm not going to judge it either because I know that that was the way that the Southern white women were. Was you had you had the kids, but the maids took care of them. Not saying that was right, and I'm not saying that's wrong. It makes me actually appreciate a movie that you like more, Forrest Gump's mom, because she took care of Forrest. When she could have easily just had maids running that house. So she, but The Help's a good movie. I like it. I'm glad you liked it too, because I like my history and stuff, and it teaches you a good lesson.
Yeah, it does. And the other person that was really good too was Emma Stone. Is she wanted to be a writer. She wanted to do something with her life. She didn't want to be held down in marriage and be someone's trophy wife. She wanted to be an independent woman, and it's a really good story. I would tell people, go check this out if you have not seen it. It's a really good story. And Octavia Spencer won a damn Oscar for this movie, so at least watch it for her, damn it.
Yeah, she was the best of the maids, I thought, because she was hilarious.
But no, let's start up a new challenge though. Let's get something going, and I've got a good one for you that you haven't seen. We are gonna watch 2003 classic just because this guy, I am voting this man as sexiest man alive for 2023. I doubt it will happen, but damn it, give it to the fat man, damn it. It's a classic of Jack Black's. It's School of Rock, the 2003 comedy. Just a brief description. Jack Black plays kind of a slacker Dewey who, he has his band, but his band kicks him out. So, he doesn't pay his rent. And the guy, like his roommate and his girlfriend, who the girlfriend's played by Sarah Silverman, is like, you need to get the hell out of here.
Oh, boy.
We're getting married. And once we get married, you're out of here, buddy. So he fills in for his roommate because his roommate does substitute teaching for schools. And okay. One day he answers the call for his roommate, Ned, and says, yeah, I can be there. So he goes and tries to be a substitute teacher, but he doesn't know anything about teaching. So he decides, you know what? This class is going to learn how to play music. We're going to make a band. And then he wants to win this Battle of the Bands contest with the class. It's really good. It's really funny.
That sounds funny.
It's and it's great. It's from Mike White, who wrote it. He's also plays the roommate in this. Some of the works you've seen of his has been Orange County, who is another movie with Jack Black. Nacho Libre, another movie with Jack Black.
Yep.
He's done the White Lotus shows on HBO. He wrote and directed those and produced it. He's a great writer. And the director, I love the director. It's Richard Linklater, who, if you don't know his work, he's got a great work. He's Dazed and Confused. He wrote and directed that. He did, a lot the Before Sunrise trilogy with Ethan Hawke. But he's got a great category of work too. Go watch this. You could watch this on Paramount Plus, Ricky. I want you to check it out. It's got a great cast. Jack Black, Joan Cusack, Mike White, Sarah Silverman. It's funny. It is just a funny movie.
Speaking of Paramount Plus, I also have a challenge for you. A movie that I saw in theaters, but because it's been so long, I actually rewatched it a couple of weeks back, and it's called Up in the Air. It's a drama that has George Clooney, Vera Farmiga. Wow.
Oh, Vera Farmiga. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what she looks like now, but 2009. Oh God.
Oh, you seen her recently? She was in Hawkeye. She was Kate Bishop's mom.
Okay. Yes. Oh yeah. She's still got it. Cute little Andrew Kendrick, because she was kind of popular with the Pitch Perfects at this time. And another guy that we like, Jason Bateman. So, George Clooney's character Ryan is he travels all over the U.S. and fires people. Now, what I mean by that is, you work in an office setting, right? And so this was during the housing crash and the bailouts of the auto industry. So he was going to these offices and they were slashing people left and right. But they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to look bad. So they would have Clooney do it. And he did it in a positive way, like, he did it face to face. Well,
Yeah.
Along comes Natalie, fresh out of college, and she says, we're going to do it as a video conference. We don't want you guys to travel no more. It's costing too much money. We want you to do it in office, where you still firing people, but you do it in office. Clooney's character wasn't really up for that because he's like, no, I'd rather do it face to face because I try to keep the people from, like, it's going to be a bad situation anyways, but I try to make it face to face so I can make them feel better. But anyways, they said, okay, fine, go ahead and take Kendrick on the road. And he teaches her the ins and outs of it. And as a side story, Alex, Vera's character, she's also a traveler. I don't know what job she did because they never really specified it, but she and Clooney kind of have a fling because they're both travelers, and they both like, here's my schedule, I'll be in Memphis this day, and you'll be in Memphis? Yeah, I'll be in Memphis. So it's pretty good. It's like your classic George Clooney. I liked it. I thought it was very it's a drama, but a little bit of comedy. So a good movie. You can catch it on Paramount Plus also, and it's called Up in the Air.
Yeah, I definitely want to check this out because I'm sitting looking at the cast team as well, but it's also who wrote and directed. Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, who's done Juno and the last Ghostbuster movie. So definitely want to check this out now.
Yeah.
IMDBIYKYK.
All right, we're back at the lovely game of IMDBIYKYK. It's the lovely game that we've come up with that's kind of fun. Play with your friends and family sometimes. Basically, we have a theme that for each of these movies that we have to guess the theme and guess 3 movies based off the IMDb plot summary. Go to imdb.com to check out where you can learn all the infos you want to know about a movie, plots, cast, crew, all that fun stuff. Go to imdb.com. I think we got a good fun one, Ricky. What do we got for your theme and movie?
The hint, I can give you years.
Okay.
And the hint I have is, I'll have another one, and I'll give you a bonus hint. It doesn't have to do with food. So it's not food. But it's called I'll Have Another One.
Okay, another one. Okay.
I got 2001, 1993, and 1987.
Let's go 1987.
Okay. A star pilot for hire and his trusty sidekick must come to the rescue of a princess and save her planet Druidia from the evil clutches of Emperor Scrooge.
You know, I'm still waiting for my Spaceballs, the flamethrower, because the kids love it. That'd be the good Mel Brooks classic, Spaceballs.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, 93 and 2001.
Let's go 93.
Okay, 1993, Mitch. After a bitter divorce, an actor disguises himself as a female housekeeper to spend time with his kids who are being held in custody by his former wife.
Can you make me a woman? Oh, David, I'm happy. David!
Yeah.
That'd be Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, God, I love Harvey Feinstein. David! Oh, my gosh, you look beautiful.
You know
Mrs.
what?
Doubtfire.
Yes, but you know what would be funny is if he played Patty or Selma.
You know what's funny is he did the Broadway version of Hairspray, and he was the mom.
Oh my God, that would be funny.
I would love to see that.
Yes.
All right, last one is what, 2001?
Yep.
All right, hit me.
In order to power the city, teachers have to collect children's screams. However, the children are toxic to the creatures, and after a child gets loose, 2 creatures realize things are not what they seem.
Mike Wazowski!
Yep.
That would be Monsters, Inc.
Okay, so these are all good movies, and the hint is I'll have another one. What do you think the theme is?
Okay, so we've got Spaceballs, Monsters, Inc., and Mrs. Doubtfire. Ooh, I'll have another one. Oh my God. Are these movies that we are waiting for sequels for?
Damn, I'm good! Can you feel that? Huh? Can you feel it, Captain Compost?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Oh, God.
And I know and before people hound me, I know Mrs. Doubtfire won't get a sequel. But
Yeah.
And I did have 2 honorable mentions. One movie we talk about a lot, so I didn't use it, Step Brothers. I would like a sequel to that. For our friend Luke, Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah, we're still waiting for that one. See you later, Navigator.
But I actually want to give my coworker credit for this, because we were talking about, man, what movies would be great sequels that we never got? So the category was movies that we wish would have got sequels.
I'm feeling good. I went perfect. Wow.
Yeah. And I figured you would get the theme. I thought you would, but
I was thinking, it's like, I'll have another one. Because I was thinking with the Spaceballs, Spaceballs, the sequel.
Yep.
Still waiting for the search for more money.
I didn't want to say that because it would have gave the category away.
Spaceballs, the sequel, the search for more money. Spaceballs 2, the search for more money.
And I would have loved another Mrs. Doubtfire because I think...
Yeah, that would have been fun. I gotta tell you, the thing I saw on TikTok, so you know how like at Disneyland at Galaxy's Edge they did Star Wars Night?
Yeah.
Where, they had all the Star Wars characters out for May the 4th. There's 2 guys that went to Galaxy's Edge dressed up as guys from Spaceballs.
Oh, God.
Like they had the round helmet, the white outfit. It was funny.
I like it. I love that. I love it, Mitch. So what do you got for me?
All right, so your theme, my friend, is stroke, stroke, stroke. That's your theme.
Uh-oh.
So we've got 1987, 2012, or 1992.
I'll go in the middle in 92.
Okay. Martin Harvey inherits an old yacht. He, his wife, daughter, and son fly to the Caribbean island and hire a dubious cap to sell them on an adventure to Miami.
Is it Cape Fear?
Oh!
Oh, no. Captain Ron. Have you ever seen Captain Ron with Kurt Russell and Martin Short?
No.
Oh, my God. I've got to find this one and have you watch it. It's funny. It is hilarious. It's Kurt Russell being damn funny.
I've heard of it. I know it exists, but never seen it.
It's pretty funny. All right, so we got 2012 or 1987.
87.
All right. A cruel and beautiful heiress mocks and cheats a hired carpenter. When she gets amnesia after an accident, he decides to introduce her to regular life by convincing her that they're husband and wife.
This I have seen, and there was a horrible remake, but is it Overboard?
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah, I seen that one, and I thought it was funny, but they made I didn't see it, but I heard it was one of the worst movies that year.
Well, I saw it, and they also did like a role reversal too.
Oh.
Where the male was the one that had amnesia. So yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great, but I still like the original. All right, so here you go. 2012. A young man who survives a disaster at sea is hurtled into an epic journey of adventure and discovery. While castaway, he forms an unexpected connection with another survivor, a fearsome Bengal tiger.
Okay, this is another movie that I haven't seen, but I heard was up for Oscars, The Life of Pi.
Yes, it's a good one. I would recommend you check that out sometime.
Yeah,
if it's streaming on anything. It's good.
Yeah. I'm going to say with the 3 that you mentioned, it has to do with sailing or boats.
Yeah, it's films that take place on a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Not bad.
I got the theme, but
yeah.
You threw me a curveball. Usually you do someone's birthday.
Yeah, I figure I do something a little different. So
yeah,
I figure since we're going to be in the water with our Little Mermaid review later, might as well be on the sea.
Okay. You got me. You made me look stupid.
Nah, you're okay. It's good. Yeah, so we thought for a good discussion talk we have here, Ricky, in celebration of The Little Mermaid coming out this weekend, which we will have a review later. We have decided that we're going to talk about live action Disney movies compared to the original version that was cartoon. Now we've seen this happen go pretty much back to the 90s. If you look at it for the list that I showed you of live action and Disney animated films, being brought to live action. I think the first ones we can think of is The Jungle Book, Ridley Coupling's The Jungle Book, and then you had 101 Dalmatians, and I think it was like 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
And then, we pretty much, if you look at the past almost 8 years, we've had a new live action remake of an animated movie. So,
yeah, and it's funny because when you sent me that list a couple weeks back, I forgot about the 2 Alice in Wonderland movies. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I forgot they even existed, but yeah, they're on this list too.
Yeah, there's a good selection of movies that came out that were live action from the original cartoon. And we thought, we'd just have a little brief discussion and talk about 3 of them. One we would like to think that was better than the cartoon. The live action was better than the cartoon. One to where the live action was good, but the cartoon's still better. And then we just did one of what the hell were they thinking? Of why did you make this live action? Did we really need a live action? No, we didn't. Quite a good selection of movies. We're going from 101 Dalmatians. You got, Aladdin, Alice in Wonderland, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. A great selection, and there's still more to come too in the future. I know recently we've had Peter Pan and Wendy, we've had Little Mermaid that came out this weekend, but we also have like the Aristocats coming out, Moana's coming out in a live action. Yeah, so it's a lot that are coming out live action. You're getting a Snow White next year.
Before we do our list, I did look up something, and because of the current climate, they said they will never make a live action Pocahontas, which makes me sad because I think they could pull it off. But Lawrence,
I think you can if you
the guy that
more.
runs Disney said that they will never try to make a live action Pocahontas. They said it's too hard.
I think it'd be because of the controversy, but then I still think you could make it somewhat decent.
I know, but to me that made me sad because you know how I like history, and I think they could pull it off I would try to do it like a Dancing with Wolves myself.
Yeah.
But
I think it'd be interesting to see him do something like that. So let's talk about let's start with the worst. Like, what the hell were they thinking? How much cocaine was in Bob Iger's office to just sit there and greenlight this?
I love
Bob,
it.
we know you've been away for a couple years and you came back, but we know you have a huge stash of cocaine next to that huge stash of money. And you just have to ask some of the people, why were these made? Ricky, do you want to go with yours? What the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, Dumbo. The story itself is not horrible. And I feel bad for it because the year that it came out, there was actually 3 live movies that came out all in the same year. Dumbo, Aladdin, and Lion King, all 3 were all the same year. One was March, one was June, and one was like end of August, early September. So the reason I say Dumbo is with the original cartoon, it was only 1 hour and 9 minutes runtime. So there really isn't much of a story there. And so they kind of had to come up with a whole weird, different story about circus life and things like that. And to be fair, I like Danny DeVito. He was in it. And you also had Colin Farrell. He was in it. He was the dad. And it was during World War One. I mean, right after World War One, when circuses were kind of new and fresh. But to me, I just thought it kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I don't mind the cartoon itself. I mean, the cartoon's okay, but and I think this was really the last straw for Tim Burton working with Disney. This was like, because it didn't do as good as they were hoping for, and I think that's where Tim was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to do any more Disney movies. I think, yeah, you're kind of right with that. With 2019 was crazy with Disney adaptations to live action. Because I mean, like, yeah, March you had Dumbo, May you had Aladdin, July you had Lion King, and then you had Maleficent 2 come out in October, and then you had Lady and the Tramp debuting on Disney Plus when they launched Disney Plus in November of that year. So I mean, you had a lot of stuff come out, so it's a little crazy that year, but I mean, Dumbo, I'm with you. Dumbo's okay. I don't know if you should have made a live action, but it's all right. The one movie I could think that I was just like, what the hell? What the hell are they thinking? Hey, we love Tom Hanks, don't we, Ricky? We're a big Tom Hanks fan.
Oh yeah, I like Tom Hanks.
How would you like to sit and watch a movie where he's just sitting in front of a green screen the whole damn time?
I knew you were gonna pick this one. I knew it, but go ahead.
I'm talking about the 2022 movie of Pinocchio with Tom Hanks as Geppetto and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jiminy Cricket. This one, I don't know, like, you have Robert Zemeckis, so you figure, okay, you've got Robert Zemeckis, you've got some good writing, you've got Tom Hanks, maybe there'll be some good magic, and it just was, It was just, why did we need this? The ending was a twist ending. And Tom Hanks just, I don't know, it just didn't look good in the makeup as Geppetto. And I'm just like, 2022 wasn't a good year for Tom Hanks in makeup with that and Elvis. So
yeah.
But yeah, the thing I just didn't like about it, it was very CGI, very focused on the special effects. And the only human character besides Luke Evans later in it was Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks just looked like he was in front of a green screen the whole damn movie. So let's just stick with the original cartoon. It's great. I would even tell people, go watch the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio on Netflix. That's even better than watching this one. And it's not even the same Pinocchio story, so go watch that. Now, sometimes there are some movies that it's good, but we still love the original better. A good list here of ones that we've picked, but I think you and I both agreed. And I think it's fun that we both agreed that the original is better, but the live action's okay, but the original is still better. It's Aladdin.
Yes, yes, Aladdin.
I think the problem is for Will Smith, I'm glad he took his twist on it. I think he made the genie his character.
Correct.
I think he did his best with his character of the genie, not try to replicate what Robin Williams did. He did what Will Smith would have done as the genie, which I thought was great. I love the message with Jasmine. I think I had a great message with her. And I love that the genie fell in love too. The one thing I think I found weak in the story was Jafar. Jafar was the weakest person in this movie, and he's supposed to be a menaceful villain, and he just didn't feel menaceful to me. What were your thoughts about this movie, Ricky?
So I liked it. I agree with you. I liked the message that Jasmine wanted to run the kingdom. Like, she doesn't need a man, which I like the twist of it, or I like the storytelling of it, because it wasn't really super in your face. It was relatable to me. I believe that she could be the queen and run the whole kingdom on his own. I agree with you on the Jafar thing. He was a weaker villain, and I was hoping, speaking of movies that I would wish would get a sequel, is I was hoping that they would go do Aladdin 2, because wasn't he the genie in the second one, Jafar?
Yeah, the Return of Jafar.
Yeah. So I thought that could maybe redeem him if they made the sequel. And I like the actor that played Aladdin too. That guy was a good actor.
Yeah.
So overall, yes, we both agree that both the live action and the cartoon were good.
Yeah. But I think if we look at it too, it's like, the thing that makes me surprised is that they're not doing a sequel, is because it made its money. It made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
So you figure the money it made, it's like, dude, you should do the sequel. Do it. We would love to see the Return of Jafar. The only thing I hope with the Return of Jafar is either you recast Jafar with Marwan Kenzari, or Marwan Kenzari comes in, just kicks ass. You know, hopefully it's one of those things he learns, like, okay, I wasn't that great in it, but let me be more menacing. So
yeah, and here's my $1 million question to you though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recast Will Smith?
No, I think you still keep it. I still think you keep it as Will Smith even after the whole controversy.
Because it's been over a year now, and
Yeah.
he seems to be kind of out of the limelight. So I think, let's just say you started filming right now. I think by the time it would have came out, I think most people would have like forgot about the slap.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. Like, if I'm Will Smith, I would just either, you know, go out there and make some movies, or make some movies that, you know, are not going to be great, but still bank money, and use that money to polish that trophy at home, you know?
Yes.
Oh. And polish your wife's head.
Oh, wow. At the end, he shoots, he scores.
Oh, shit. Will, no.
What'd you say, boy?
Oh man, but no. Let's talk about a movie that we both found that was better than the original cartoon. Quite a good ones too, I would have to admit. But I think the one I will go with that I like on this list is the 2016 adaptation of The Jungle Book from the 1967 movie. I think what was great about this movie is you had Jon Favreau direct it, and you had an all-star voice cast. You had Bill Murray as Baloo, Ben Kingsley as Bagheera. You had Lupita Nyong'o as the mom wolf that was taking care of Mowgli. You had Giancarlo Esposito as the male leader of the wolf pack. You had Scarlett Johansson as Kaa. You had probably the one I love too is you had Christopher Walken as King Louie, and we can't forget Idris Elba as Shere Khan.
Oh yeah.
And the kid that they got to play Mowgli was spot on. Like, he had the mannerisms, the walk, the talk, everything down. I think that's why I liked about this one was it felt so authentic. It felt like it wasn't just trying to, we're going to copy the cartoon. It was like, we're going to praise the cartoon and make it even passionate more.
Which is weird because with Jon Favreau, with The Lion King, I thought that was cut and paste.
Yeah.
With The Lion King, it was pretty much shot for shot the same movie. So I wonder why Favreau did that with that one.
And see, to me, I feel like maybe the studio got involved too much compared to him.
Correct. Yeah.
And I think that's the problem is that, you know, I think because all you did was copy and paste, but it was also like, it wasn't really animated or it wasn't really live action. It was just CGI animals that you made the lips move. So,
yeah.
And I don't know, I didn't like that one great, but I love The Jungle Book, and The Jungle Book was fantastic. What's the one that you thought was, what's the one that you liked that you thought was better than the cartoon?
Well, I know that we've mentioned sequels a lot on here, but this one I think needs a sequel too. Cruella with Emma Stone, Emma Thompson. I don't know much about Joel Fry, and he was Jasper, and he was pretty good. Also, Horace was funny too.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had Kirby playing Anita, you know, and so the basic premise is like it was before she was a bad guy, Cruella, because she started out as a good person. Like she wanted to be in the fashion industry, and the Emma Thompson character was like, you know, a bitch, but she was the best. But then Emma Stone goes and works with her, Cruella, and she kind of flips the scene. And what I like about this is Disney went out of the box. What I mean by that is it was very not R-rated but PG-13 movie. It was very I remember I heard a review from a guy that I like hearing reviews from, is they told that director, do what you want, go for it, make it a little bit grittier and darker than our normal cartoons, and I think they hit it out of the park with it. I thought it was really good.
Well, I will agree with you. I love Craig Gillespie. You know, he wrote and directed I, Tonya and Pam and Tommy. So he knows that grittiness. He's the type of person that can make someone that's very gritty, very evil, but still give you somewhat sympathy in that character. Like, they're horrible people, but he's still in some way like, there's still some good things about him in a way, you know?
Yeah, and
like he makes horrible people somewhat doable or feasible, you know, just, you know. I'm with you. I really liked this when it came out. I love the chemistry between Emma Stone and Emma Thompson. I love how they worked great together. And you could tell Emma Thompson just had so much fun playing this character. And it kind of just left you hope that, man, you hope there's a sequel. You know, there's talks that they want to do a sequel, but nothing really has been done yet. It's still kind of in production, early developments, but I would love to see a sequel.
Yeah, because I'm curious, like, with the sequel though, and the way there is a post-credit scene that it sets up the original movie. So I think with the sequel, it would be how she becomes evil, because at the end of the movie, she's still like a regular fashion designer. So what I'm guessing is, and I'm not trying to write the script here, but I'm guessing that she'll like fail as a designer, and that's why she'll go after the puppies and stuff.
I can see that. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I think and the other thing too I loved about this movie, and you have to agree, it's the costumes.
Oh yeah, it very 60s vibe, very 60s.
And it won Oscar for best costumes, but yeah, great costumes in this movie. Just fantastic. Definitely check this movie out too on Disney Plus. What are some of your guys' favorite live action Disney movies from original cartoons, or what were some that you just like, that sucked, why'd they do it? Which ones did you think, it's good, but the original is better? We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Comment or leave us a comment on our Facebook page at Into the Multiverse of Entertainment Podcast on Facebook. Email us at intothemo@gmail.com. Or if you're listening through us on YouTube, go ahead and leave us a comment on YouTube. We'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Just fantastic. You know, check out some of these movies. You can probably check most of these out on Disney Plus right now. Join us now for our reviews of movies that are playing in theaters or streaming on a certain platform for your entertainment. All right, so we're going to talk about the big release that happened this weekend, Ricky. We're going to talk about the Little Mermaid live action remake, of course, based on the Hans Christian Andersen story, and the remake of the 1989 film of the same name, of course. The story is Ariel, who is one of the 7 daughters of Triton, is more of a collector, more free-spirited, wanted to see what's out there, but she also wants to see the world. She wants to go to the surface and meet people, but, you know, she's a mermaid and it's kind of hard. And Triton is kind of forbidding her to ever meet people up above the surface. And one day goes and sees a ship, and it had Prince Eric, a handsome Prince Eric, I would say. We can at least all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
And shipwreck captain, and she saves him, and she wants to become a human. So who else helps her? The sea witch of themselves, Ursula, tells her, I can make you a human for 3 days, but if you can't kiss him by the time of the sundown on the 3rd day, you become a fish again. But what she doesn't know is she becomes part of Ursula's property. What are your guys' thoughts on this movie? Do you want to go first, Sarah? Because you're a fan of this.
Yeah.
I loved it. That's the first movie I ever saw in theaters. I was about 2-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember much, but my mom says I was enamored with it. I loved the songs. I still love the songs. I still love the remake of the songs and all the additional songs that they did. Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Everything you touch is solid gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, I loved Haley Bailey, Part of Your World. I cried the entire time.
Yeah, because you kind of teared up almost at that part, I remember.
Yep, the entire time I cried. I was just starstruck, in awe, unbelievably beautiful.
What were your thoughts, Ricky?
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie a lot. She can really sing. I don't know if she's from background in Broadway or kids movies, but wherever they found her, kudos to whoever did, because I can't sing, but it just like you said, I didn't tear up emotionally, but yeah, that was she really hit the notes on all the songs and stuff. So
And I have to agree. I think the reason to go see this is it's mostly for Halle Bailey, because she steals this movie. Her voice, like the Part of Your World, that's the song to go watch her sing. I think if you did not find that fascinating, what the hell's wrong with you? The other thing too is, like, I've been reading like a lot with like Rotten Tomatoes. It's been getting good audience score. Right now it's at 95%, which is really good.
Wow, that's good. Yeah.
And so you're seeing like not just like the old generation that loved the original, but new generation seeing this and loving it. Sierra, what was the one thing you're a big Ursula fan? That's your favorite Disney villain. What was your thought on Melissa McCarthy?
Knocked it out of the park, out of the water, out of the tentacle-filled water. I love Melissa McCarthy and I love Ursula, and they were a match made in heaven. She did wonderfully. I have no critiques. She was amazing.
I feel like we needed a little bit more of her though, but it's okay. What was your thoughts, Ricky, about Ursula? Melissa McCarthy?
Now of the first person we discussed, and Ursula, yeah, that's the first thing I noticed is she A+, like as Ursula. She made me feel like she was a real Ursula, like a real, I don't want to use the B word, but like a real witch, like
she's a sea witch.
Yeah. And it just, they added layers to it, which I don't want to give away so people go see the movie, but they added layers to her character that made it even better, but yeah, she knocked it out of the park.
That's why I think I like this. I know we had in our discussions, we talked about, the live action is better than the remake, or the live action was better than the original, or the original was better than the remake, but the remake was okay. And then we had the whole, why'd you do the remake? I would say this is like on par. Like they both are equal. Like it's hard to judge against both of them. I mean, the music's fantastic. I love more the backstory of Ursula and Triton. And I love that the 7 daughters represented 7 parts of the seas. So that's why you saw that multicultural with the people too, which was really cool. So like, with the Pacific, you had someone of an Asian culture. You had someone in India in an Indian culture. I loved it. It's just great. And I think we can at least agree the visuals underwater was just beautiful. Under the sea song bit was just fantastic. What was your thoughts here?
Oh, I love the visuals of Under the Sea. Like, no shade on the first cartoon one, but this was beautiful. All the sea creatures, even like when they were, because Eric came with us, and when they were going down to Ursula's lair, and that animal in that water, Eric was getting freaked out because he's like, something's gonna jump out at him.
It's like a deep. That's how I feel. That's why I don't like deep water creatures.
Yeah.
The waves, even the ships and the waves and the storm. I don't even know if that was all computer animated, but it looked fantastic.
Yeah, I would say it's got a good shot at being like special effects when the Oscars come around. Ricky, what are your thoughts about the underwater scenes?
Oh, phenomenal. In fact, that's the first thing that visually is one thing that I didn't take any notes because I didn't know when I was getting off of work, but visually, yes, that's one of the first things I noticed is like the Under the Sea and Sebastian and things like that is they knocked it out of the park. And sorry to jump ahead too, but costumes in that market scene, that scene where they're at the market was awesome. Costumes. It reminded me of the Bahamas and the Caribbean, area.
Well, I think the thing I would have to agree with you guys on the costumes. It's very beautiful. I loved Ariel's dress. it almost kind of matched that blue dress she had in the cartoon, but this one was more like beach-like, like for a Caribbean town to be in.
Colonial, sort of colonial England's influence over the Caribbean at the time. You could see that with like the corsets, the shoes, but then also it's on the coast. So it was really interesting. And can we just agree to bring steel drums back as a main source of music, because it's just fun.
Well, I think when we saw it, like the parts where like they're going through the market and they had like, the steel drums playing, like some, Caribbean music playing. I was like, I want that in Adventureland when we go to Disneyland. I want that type of style of music playing.
Yeah, I thought they usually do, but yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, I think it was a really good movie. I think we can all agree this is probably one of those where it was good to see a remake of this. And they didn't disappoint. They I think the casting was great. The songs were great. Even the new songs. I think the one I liked was Prince Eric's song. I thought his was great. Which one did you like, Sarah?
I did love Prince Eric's song. And what was it? I don't want to say like the Scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt.
Because as soon as that song started, I'm like, thanks, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I love you.
What about you, Ricky? Which one of the new songs did you like?
I liked the one with the Prince Eric song, because it reminded me, we kind of briefly discussed this before you hit record. It reminds me of that colonial adventurer that wants to see the new world. It reminded me of a movie I've never seen all the way, but Captain and Commander with
Master and Commander.
Commander, yeah. Of that out on the ocean and things like that. But yeah, I that was my favorite one of the songs. I liked and another thing too with that rap, I liked I forget her name now. She's one of my favorites. Aquafina, yeah. She was funny in that movie as Scuttle.
Let me ask you this, Ricky, because we noticed this at our theater. Did you see like a lot of like young girls or young boys dressed up in like Little Mermaid outfits or dresses?
No, I didn't see any. Everybody, they came like just. It was pretty packed, but they just were all in like shirts, just regular clothes, not dressed up.
Congrats, Utah County, represent. We saw like someone brought their young boy who's probably maybe 3 or 4 dressed up as Prince Eric. We saw a girl in an Encanto dress, and then we saw like another one in an Ariel dress. So I think kids really like it, and we'll probably get a kid review here too. To see what the kids think of it, because this is one that definitely moms want to go see. And there's a great TikTok video Sierra shared to me where it's like this mom telling her kids, first off, we're seeing this for me, not y'all.
Oh God.
Second off, we're gonna rehearse twice a week to sing the song so that I don't have you guys off cue when we're singing at the theater.
Oh, God.
And the other one was no food to drink before or during, because I'm not taking you to the bathroom.
I did. I made a rookie mistake because I had some stuff come up before we went to the movie, and I didn't use the restroom beforehand. And sure enough, I was like, dang it. All
right, let's get everybody's final rating. Out of 1 out of 5, of course, 5 being the best and 1 being don't go see it. Sarah, what would you give it 1 out of 5?
4.5. I've had a chance to think. It was a tiny bit too long, and there was a section, because we went with kids. There was a section in the middle that Gwendolyn got a little anxious, kind of antsy being done. So it was a little long, but I loved the music, loved the cast. But it was just a little too.
I'm with you. I'm probably about 4. I think my only complaint is maybe just cut off maybe 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15. Like 2 hours would have been great. Especially for a movie that was originally an hour and a half. But it did include more backstory of how, there was a queen. Eric had a mother, and you got to learn that Eric wanted to be more of a collector, an explorer.
Love that.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Like I love that the explanation of that and other things too, like more of the backstory between Triton and Ursula, but maybe cut like 15 minutes, still be really good. That's the only complaint I have. What would you give it, Ricky?
I'm at 3.5. But that is, I have the same complaint as you guys, is just timing wise. Just you could have trimmed like 10-15 minutes on some of it, which I don't know where you would trim it, but before we went and I seen it was 2.5 hours, I was like, wow, that's a lot for a hour and a half cartoon.
Well, you gotta add the previews in too.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, like 10 or 15 minutes I would have shaved off, but that's just me.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? We'd love to hear. Check us out on Facebook at Into the Multiverse of Entertainment Podcast on Facebook. Comment on us on our YouTube page, Into the Multiverse of Entertainment. We'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts of this movie was. Did you like it? Did you love it? Which one do you prefer? Thanks, Sierra, for joining us. It was really great to have your review of this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We here on the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast are not kids. We're grown adults. But in order to help you decide if a movie aimed at kids are good for them, we present a kid's perspective.
Oh, why not? You know, the best way to ask for if this movie is really good for kids, because let's admit, the original was aimed for kids. This one's kind of aimed to kids, too. We thought, let's ask a kid. And, of course, after her wonderful review of Super Mario Brothers, we brought her back again. My daughter, Gwendolyn. Do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Hello.
All right. And you got to see The Little Mermaid this week, right?
Yep.
All right. First off, did you like it?
Yep.
What was your favorite song? Did you like which song did you like the best in it?
I liked the Seagull song.
Oh, the Scuttlebutt song?
Yes.
Well, because you noticed it was Awkwafina. You're like, hey, that's the same girl that played Sisu in Raya and the Last Dragon, huh?
Yep.
She's fantastic. She's funny. We love Awkwafina. What did you think of Ariel? Did she look beautiful? Was she great?
Yes.
Want the blue dress that she has?
Yep.
I think you look pretty in it. It's a very pretty blue dress. Now, we know Mommy's favorite villain is Ursula. What did you think of Ursula in this?
I'd say she was pretty beautiful that time. She was really, like, she was really real. Really real.
She looked very pretty for someone that's been called a witch.
Yep.
Were you scared?
Really?
No. Oh. Ooh.
Like the parts when I went down to the dark water weren't like, okay.
It was dark, but I wasn't scared that much.
Your brother was, though, was he?
Yeah.
Now, would you say kids are going to like this movie a lot?
1000%.
1,000%. Yeah.
Ricky, do you have any questions you want to ask her about the movie?
Did you like Sebastian and Flounder, the crab?
Yep.
Oh, I love David Diggs as Sebastian. He was funny.
You want to go under the sea now and see some sea animals?
Yep.
All right.
So, what was your favorite part in the movie? Was there a favorite scene that you liked the best that you were like, oh?
I liked it. There was one part that made me cry a little bit when it always gets me this part that Ariel's daughter always has to transform her to a human and he always misses her.
Oh, when Triton turned her into human. Your dad loves their daughter, right?
Yeah, it almost made me cry. It gets me every time.
In the live action and the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think kids would sit through this pretty good, or do you think it's maybe a little too long?
I think kids would fit this well. They might get a little bit bored, but still, they should watch it.
And what did you think of Prince Eric? Was he handsome and cool, and like you want to go on exploring adventures with him? Yep. What'd you think of his dog, Max?
Yeah, but I don't want to go on a boat that gets fire on it.
Well, you gotta be careful with those storms, right?
Yep.
Final question. Okay, you ready? 1 out of 5, 5 being the best, what would you give this movie?
1000%.
1000%.
1000%.
So we're gonna go 5 times 1,000.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us for the review. Did you have a fun time?
Yep.
And tell kids to enjoy the movie, right?
Yep.
And sing along with the song.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Gwendolyn, for coming.
Welcome.
Uh-oh. We're coming to the end. See? This is a big ending. Wait! Where are you going?
Oh man, what a I hope the review you guys liked of The Little Mermaid is great. I hope you liked my daughter's review. Hopefully that will help both you as a moviegoer and also a parent that has a daughter that wants to go see this. You know, hopefully you liked our reviews. Hopefully, you know, you had a good time checking it out if you've already seen it. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see what people think of this movie. Aren't you, Ricky?
Yeah, I am interested, but I'm sure everything will turn out fine.
Yeah. And I mean, let's admit, these next probably 6 weeks are going to be crazy for us with movie reviews. I know we've got Spider-Verse, we've got Transformers, we've got Flash, Elementals, we've got Indiana Jones, Barbie, Oppenheimer. Oh man, we're stacked for the summer, people. You're gonna get some good reviews.
I was gonna ask you, by the way, off air, but I'll ask you now. Do you I'll do a trade-off. I'll go the Oppenheimer and then you can go the Barbie, okay? Even though yours will be shorter, I could tell that.
Yeah. I'll have my review done while you're still in Oppenheimer.
Yeah. You'll be doing the podcast. Meanwhile,
no, he'll be showing up here
4 hours
shortly,
later.
everybody.
Yeah, 4 hours later.
You'll be showing up. What I missed? We're just rolling the credits right now. I missed the whole show. You missed 2 episodes, buddy.
Shit. So who's the host?
No, we're excited to see what the summer brings us for movies. I hope you guys are excited too. I think right now we should hop back in the Yellow Submarine, head on out, and find some Starry to drink down this week.
Good one.
Yeah, I know. Still not a sponsor. Starry, sponsored, not sponsored, but maybe someday. Yeah, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on email us at intothebow@gmail. Check us out on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, wherever the hell you guys listen to music or podcasts. You know, we're there. We're ready to entertain you people. So, any final words you want to tell people, Ricky?
Nope. Just I hope you had a good Memorial weekend, and hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and keep yourself hydrated and stay out of the sun.
Yep. Especially for me being so white and gingery. All right, as always, safe travels.
And safe entertaining yourself.
Hey you, thanks for sticking through and listening into the Multiverse of Entertainment podcast. If you are a fan of this podcast and like what you heard, be sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast from to be notified for new episodes. Please leave us feedback or suggestions for future episodes. And as always, safe travels and safe entertaining yourself.